limited opponents under 34% shooting from three-point range? How much of a conscious effort are you making to chase guys off the three-point line?
We're making a conscious effort. I think we're trying to do both. We're trying to protect the rim and also run guys off threes. It's not easy in this league. There's a lot of threes being taken. I think last night was a great example. We tried our best on Buddy Hield, and I think he still got 12 threes off. And so it's hard, because everyone's shooting threes, but those guys are out there contesting and trying to run guys off and then sending them to our bigs for the verticality of the physical plays at the rim. And so the guys are doing a good job of it right now.
What's that challenge? Because, like you said, some guys are going to shoot threes no matter how much you do.
It's hard. It's an impossible job because you look at the Heat. They got guys at each position that can shoot threes, and so when you talk about Robinson, Hero, Lowry, guys that you're going to be chasing, they're going to shoot them no matter how close you are to them. So we just got to make it as hard as possible.
How do you coach to three-point variance? I think we've seen with all the stats and the rise of the three-point era that there is a level of randomness. You can have a great defensive game and people just hit contested shots, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Where it's on the offensive end as well. I think you guys are fifth worst on three-point percentage,
Yeah.
Which I have to imagine you guys expect will come up and shots will start falling. How do you coach to that in a kind of a process versus results way?
Yeah, I think the three-point shot's an important shot in today's game. I thought there was a stat in 11, we might have averaged 18 threes, right? That would be unheard of in today's basketball world. And so there's 30 plus threes being taken. And so, you got to be able to guard it and you have to be able to make them. But in this league also, if you're not making them, you got to be able to play defense if you want to give your team a chance to win. And I think you said we're fifth worst. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, third worst offense, fifth worst.
That's good.
Like that.
Because we can only go up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, at some point.
Good shooters.
Hopefully tomorrow, right? Just like first quarters have been not very good.
Right.
It got better, a little bit better in the last game. So we believe we have shooters. We got guys who can make them, right? And so we've started off slow, but I think at the end of the season, hopefully we're in the middle of the pack, if not at the top. So, but I think also it's looking at shots taken, right? I don't know if we're still number one in open uncontested shots, but we were up there, and so that's a good thing.
Right.
So if we can continue to do that, we really believe that we're going to make shots.
What did you do to become a better three-point shooter? Because you didn't start off as a shooter. You ended up
It just had age. It's like wine. As you get older, the wine gets better. I think you got to look at you got to practice, but it's just a different timing in your career. I didn't have to be good at the beginning of my career shooting the ball. I did what I could do at a high level, no matter what anybody wrote or said about shooting. My game was to play defense and set the table for my teammates. As a teammate, I had enough scores around me to win games, and so I didn't have to do that. But as I got older and that I wanted to stay in the league, I had to figure out how to make a three, and I worked on it. But early on, I think sometimes we get labeled, and that hurts players as much as they might not say it does. If they get labeled and they can't fight through that label, we sometimes outside influences, can ruin a career. So for me, it was play deaf, don't listen, and just play to who I am. But it takes time, to work on a craft that you might not pay attention to early in your career.
Jason, we saw KP shooting around a little bit when we were allowed in. How much was he able to practice today?
Yeah, he did the walkthrough. He did practice. He looked good. Yeah, he was in there shooting. So we'll see how he feels tomorrow.
And I think Luka's on pace tomorrow to pass you for the franchise's all-time scoring list. So I'm just curious, how do you feel about that? And do you think the power might get to his end?
It took him that long. No, that's awesome. Maybe I'll hold him out. maybe we won't start him. No, that's awesome, and he's going to pass a lot of people in a hurry. But that just shows how talented Luka is. He plays the game at a high level, and he can definitely put the ball in the basket, and he's done that for us. And so for him to pass me, that's great. He can get that over with. And who's next? I was second, right behind Dirk.
I think it's Barea.
Okay.
I think it's JJ. So.
Okay.
But he's got a little bit of that.
Oh, he'll get that. That'll be quick too. Don't worry about that. But soon he'll be right there behind Dirk, and at some point he'll pass Dirk too. So, but that's awesome for someone at 22 to just climb the ladder with so many great scorers here in Mavericks history. There's a lot of names on that list that are very talented.
Maxey, what's his status?
Yeah, he didn't do anything today, so we'll see how he feels tomorrow, and we'll have a better report for you tomorrow. But he didn't do anything today.
Also, off the beaten path a little bit.
No worries.
When you think back to when you went to Slovenia,
Yeah.
I don't know if you got any chance to go out in public with Luka at all, but is he as big a rock star over there as you would think he would be?
Oh yes, he's a rock star, and what's funny, the older rock star is a big rock star. Dirk, you can't go to lunch with him anywhere in the public, and that was the very first time for me being with him in Europe and understanding the magnitude of who Dirk is in Europe. So that was actually very cool to see that Dirk is a rock star in Europe. Going to lunch, everybody wanted to take a picture, and I told him that's the last time we're going to lunch with you. You're not invited. But Luka's a rock star for sure in Europe.
Any particular story you want to share with us on what happened while you were there?
With who?
With Luka?
Oh no. No. There's nothing to be told.
We got one on
Oh, one more?
Kevin, go
Okay.
ahead.
Sorry, one more before I let you go.
Yeah, no worries.
Frank Ntilikina is a plus 20 in his 61 minutes so far this season. What did you envision as far as his role and how he's continued to grow and progress and how he continues to get better for his team going forward?
Yeah, I think Frank has been great, as you just mentioned. I think we thought we were getting a younger player that defensively knew how to play the game, and that we were going to work on some of the things for development of being a point guard or being off the ball. But I think his work ethic has shown that he's ready to play. I think we forget that he was here as an NBA player at 18, and so he's been around the game, not just in the NBA but internationally. And so he's shown us early that he's ready to play, and that for us to bring him in, we felt that we were getting an NBA player that was going to upgrade the end of our bench, and that we had him for 2 years, and that we had a chance to develop and see if he can help us. And he's answered all those questions early on, and he's going to continue to grow.
Dwight, you guys are holding opponents to less than 34% shooting from a three-point range. How much of a constant effort are you guys making taking guys off the three-point line?
Yeah, that's definitely hugely important right now in this league, especially keying in on personnel. So there's a lot of guys out there that shoot the ball extremely high clips. So being able to lock into their tendencies, and our guards did a great job of limiting their shots. They're good shots. So naturally those percentages will come down, but that's definitely a big focus for us.
What's the challenge in facing a Miami team that a lot of people are thinking got a good shot against?
Sorry, can you say it one more time?
The challenge of facing a Miami team that a lot of people think have a good chance to make the NBA Finals.
I mean, obviously a very talented team, a very physical team, great defensive team, and they can score the ball as well. So all around, we got to lock in on our game plan and on personnel and compete from the jump.
Wait, how important is it to you guys how physical they are to be able to play through that? And because it seems like, especially for the first 6 games, it doesn't seem like there are very many fouls being called at all, and they don't let anybody shoot free throws anyway. So just from a mindset to be able to play through that to get to your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for right now, it's obviously super important to win as many games as we can right now in the regular season, but I think it also prepares us for postseason basketball when things naturally, the intensity gets picked up and every catch is challenged, every cut is chucked, and every possession is played extremely hard. And I think that's how we've been playing these first 6 games and across the league. So I think it's good for us, and it's going to be a good challenge.
How much different is the game being called this year as opposed to years last year?
How much?
Yeah, is there a big difference? Do you notice it?
Yeah, I think I do notice it, but I haven't really looked at the statistics too closely. I think the number of fouls called is actually not too dissimilar at this time of year, but I mean, a lot of factors go into that. I think that data can be interpreted one way or another, but I think we're definitely having an emphasis on playing through some stuff right now, which I think teams across the league are having to do.
Incidental contact.
All right, anything else in the room here? All right, Kevin, go for it.
Can't hear you. Hold
You're
on one
muted,
sec.
Kevin.
One sec.
Team,
Okay,
There you go.
go
oh,
ahead.
you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. This team so far, 11th in the NBA in defensive rating. What has been the change on the mindset when it comes to guarding this year versus what it may have been in the past? Or is it more so just a matter of executing better on the defensive end? That's usually you guys have improved defensively so far the way you have this year.
I mean, right now we're focused in a lot on chemistry, like we've been saying from the beginning, and I think defensive chemistry is huge. So trusting each other and knowing we have each other's back, trusting the schemes, trusting the calls so that guys don't have to check over their shoulder, but can listen to voices and react to those quicker. So a big focus there for us for sure. And also guys are playing hard. I think we have lofty ambitions, and defense is going to be extremely important for us going forward, obviously, in order to execute the way we want to on the offensive end. So it's definitely been a key focus for us.
Jason,